Hello everyone, welcome back. I have some unfortunate news. I was doing a number of things, preparing for the next video, and I managed to get myself killed. So I had to start over because, permadeath, that's what happens. You die, you have to start over. And I've almost built myself back up to where I was. But I found something interesting while I was doing that. You can see here I've got this planet. And when I found it, the sun was on the other side of me, so you could see the planet better. And I thought it looked pretty cool. I thought I'd go check it out. But we can still see the scan results show that there's activated copper, which makes this planet very useful. So we're going to pop down there and drop down a base. We're going to see why that makes a planet special, and hopefully we'll have a little time to check up on our base computer and see what more we can learn about whoever it was before us that left those messages. We might be able to get a little bit more done than that, but we'll just have to see. Building a base takes a little while. There we are. Let's go. Let's aim for this bright side. I'd like to land somewhere where the sun is up. Alright, let's see if we can get... That'll do, I think. See if we can find some land. This planet is a water planet. Looks like there's some land over here. Really hard to see what's going on right now. There's probably a storm going on, making it hard to see. And we can see right there one of the reasons why planets like this with activated copper are interesting and useful. Those glowing crystals are storm crystals, and they're worth quite a lot of money. And what's more, they're useful in a few helpful crafting recipes. You can see my environmental shielding is already down. You can see down in the lower left there where my radiation shielding is slowly recharging, that it says extreme storm. So on these planets that have activated metals, there are extreme storms, and even when there aren't storms, the environment is still pretty extreme. It's called an extreme planet, and one of the nice things about it is these storm crystals. The other is, well, the activated metal itself, which converts to chromatic metal at twice the usual rate, more or less. It varies a little bit from metal to metal, but with copper, it is twice the rate. Grab that because we need some nanites. So I have a ton of ion batteries, so I'm not too worried about that, even though I'm going to have to keep charging every 15 seconds or so, it looks like. Our environment shielding will last. Not very long. Not what I'm trying to hit. There we go. Let's fix that hole. And I'm going to need to scan some of these minerals, because I'm going to need to shoot some of them to get some metal to build a base with. And hopefully... Ugh, I'm gonna get back to my ship. This is going down too fast. Alright, that storm finally ended. Thank goodness. Did not have time to be scanning, I guess. Alright, we took a little damage to our core health, so I can't remember if I showed you guys this already or not, but I'm going to now. There's an easy way to recharge your suit health. You can go cruising around looking for little first aid boxes just kind of laying on the ground. But there's an easier way than that. We're going to need some meat. Any kind of meat will do. So I'm going to shoot this guy here that I'm pretty sure I've scanned. And hope that these other guys stop getting in the way. There we go. All you have to do is put that into your exosuit, consume it with E, and each one that you consume will restore a health box. You can see it says health at maximum, so we're good now. And let's just recharge our life support while we're at it. Alright, scan a few more of these rocks, and then we will look for one of these activated copper deposits. So there's one right there. Easy peasy. It's not even very far away. That's probably enough things scanned for now. There are better things to do than scan all day, except for that one. If I walk right over one I know I don't have, I'll grab it. The rest of these I'm pretty sure I have. What the? Oh, something smacked us. Some grawberries over there. Those can be refined into sugar with the right equipment. We don't have it though, so I'm going to leave it. I think there might have been one more of those things that we haven't scanned, but I want to get this base down as quick as possible. The rate at which I'm having to recharge these shields is not fun. Let's see, middle size. It's not going to take very much. Probably could go with the biggest size since we're in such a hostile environment. In fact, that's what I'm going to do. This is already taking too long. Charge that and that. We need some silicate powder to charge our terrain manipulator. We'll just finish grabbing this copper real fast. Alright. I don't normally like to use the largest manipulator setting, but patch this terrain up a little bit. Our suit is losing its hazard protection so fast here. I just didn't want to be spending any more time doing that than I had to. Where's our ship? There's our ship. I went and got us some. There's that hostile flora again. Went and got us some jetpack upgrades, so we can jet around more. And we've got a storm incoming. We should be able to make it back to the ship just before it gets here. Then we'll take off in the ship and shoot some of these ferrite rocks, and then we'll plunk down a base real quick. Get this over with. There's not very many of these ferrite rock mineral placements. Normally you'll see some really small ones that are easy to blow up. This planet doesn't really have those. more of those storm crystals. I'm not going to worry about getting too many of those right now. One of the recipes that you can make with those storm crystals is a warp fuel that fills the entire tank with just one canister. Call it a warp hypercore, and there are some recipes that require warp hypercores. Let's see how we're doing on ferrite dust. It's not quite a... it's actually, I think that might be just enough. I'm going to grab just a little bit more because we're going to need to refine some. I just realized we don't have any oxygen to make a refiner. So let's land over next to that oxygen plant there. We'll grab some oxygen from that, and then we can make a refiner because we will need just a little pure ferrite to make a door. Alright. Set this down. We need a plate. Let's see here. Doesn't want to let us charge that inside the ship. Okay, fine. Alright. We need to refine 10 to make a door. Let's just let that go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One too many. We've got plenty of room though, that's not a big deal. Alright, let's see where we're at. That in our exosuit. Yeah, that should be plenty. We also need some chromatic metal for a base computer. Let's get that real quick. Oops, put the wrong thing in there. Not the pyrite, the copper. So you can see how much faster this goes once you've got yourself set up. I mean, we spent a lot longer than this on our first base, I think. I have to show you the new planet that we ended up getting settled on in this new game. We'll get that taken care of shortly. Radiation protection foil. Man, I really would have liked to have had a bit more environment shield upgrades before we did this. This is a little hairy, I'm not gonna lie. Let's put our base there. That looks relatively flat. Good thing that storm is over. Okay, we register the land. Let's claim that. This is not an ideal location by any means, but we just need to get something placed down quickly so we can get out of this extreme environment. We don't need to do a whole lot here. We just need to get what is that called? A base teleport module down. Alright, let's see here. This is going to be improbable architecture. We're not going to nitpick the fact that this building kind of probably wouldn't stand properly. I don't know, I guess that center of gravity is probably just barely over the land, but let's get a door on there. Alright, now we're out of the storm. Whew, I can breathe. How much do we have left? We've got enough to make another 18. Oops. Let's move that. That's better. Wall, wall. Move that wall. One more roof. Might need more than that. Let's get a base teleport module. We need 4 metal plating. Do we have enough to make 4? Nope. Let's hop back in our ship, grab a little more. So I went and grabbed a bunch of uranium, you can probably see. Trying to make sure we have plenty of launch fuel. I kind of prefer the uranium to the launch fuel canisters. Doesn't make a whole lot of a difference right now, but once we start getting some upgrades to our launch systems, we'll be glad that we have uranium instead. I'll talk about that more later. Alright, I think we probably have enough now. Let's land down here. Get back inside. Starship. Yep, that's enough. Okay. 4 plates. We need 2 tubes. So we're going to have to put our refiner back down. Put there. Grab some carbon from our ship. Make 2 tubes. What else do we need? We need some sodium, as I recall. Picked that up too soon. Let's see how much we need. 40. Already almost there. There we go. And we need biofuel reactor. 1 more metal plate. Put that reactor right there. Fuel that with some oxygen, because we can just buy oxygen, and we're in business. I don't like where that computer is. Let's move it. That's good enough for now, I think. It's pointed exactly the wrong direction. Alright. This base is now functional. It's very small, but it's functional. I set up a slightly bigger base. I set up one on a planet that has pyrite. I won't show you that because it doesn't look like much more than what we just built here. But our starter base is a little bigger and a little nicer. And we can pop over there and see what our base computer has to tell us. Let's see, make sure we have the right quest selected. Mission, I guess they call them. Alright, automated archive recovery in progress. Data recovered 27%. New data available. Entry 4925X follows. I guess they're just all going to be X from here on out. I glanced back toward the wreck of my ship, nothing more than a dot. Walking this plane for hours, yet the mountains seem no closer. I look up to the sky. So that sounds a little bit like something that could have been recorded during what was our very first episode, maybe, or the second. You may recall during the last one of these archives that we interpreted or decrypted, that it sounded just like what it said when we first started our playthrough. So I think that these archives that we're uncovering is someone just like us, more or less. And that sounds perhaps even more like something exactly like what we went through. Anyway, the reason we did this is to find what tech we would get. We're also in it for the lore, of course. We'll set it to work on the next segment. What did we get? We got a scanner module upgrade. I'm not real excited about that. We could put that in our multi-tool. It would make our scans give us a little bit more money, but only a very little bit, because that's a C-grade upgrade, and C-grade upgrades aren't very good. I would rather have the nanites from it, so I'm not going to use it. I'll just sell that to a tech merchant for 60 nanites. Alright, so it's a little dark in here. I need to unlock a light so that I can light this place up better. Haven't quite gotten to that yet. I've been busy trying to get everything we need so that we can start building the mineral extraction and gas extraction facilities that we need to start that higher form of trading that I mentioned earlier in the trading video that we did, where we were buying the trade goods in one system and selling them in another. I'm still doing that. We got set back a bit on our funds when I died, but I am currently working through that again, so probably on our next episode maybe we'll have what we need to start putting down a number of bases that will help us get everything we need to start producing our own trade goods instead of buying them and reselling them. Also have some refiners here. There's a cool little trick that you can use to make money. If you take chlorine and oxygen, let's stop there, you can make pretty decent money early game. Just put in chlorine and some oxygen. It takes 2 parts oxygen, 1 part chlorine to make 6 parts more chlorine. And that can be a pretty good way to make a little bit of money when you're very first starting. I used that a little bit in this particular character after we restarted to make some money to get started with the buying and selling. Anyway, this is the planet that we got started on, or started near this time around. It's a radioactive planet. It's got these interesting polyhedral, irregular polyhedral things lying about, and I have my ideas about what those might be, but we're running a little long on time, so I won't talk about that today. But so I hope you enjoyed that glance at how difficult it can be to survive on an extreme environmental world, and that little snippet from our base computer. Next time we ought to have some even more interesting things to share. Hope you all enjoyed it. We'll see you again soon. Have a good one now. Bye.